Imagine you're standing in a bustling city. Towering skyscrapers gleam in the sunlight, cars hum along the streets, and your phone pings with the latest updates. It's a marvel of modern existence, smooth, convenient, almost effortless. But beneath this polished surface lies a vast, intricate machinery most of us never see. The systems that churn out the energy powering our homes, the food filling our plates, and the materials building our world. In an era where we're more attuned to our screens than the physical realities that sustain us, Vaclav Smil's How the World Really Works pulls back the curtain on these hidden engines and reveals why understanding them matters more than ever. Smil isn't just any guide. He's a distinguished professor emeritus at the University of Manitoba, with over 40 books to his name exploring energy, food production, materials, and more. His work has earned him a spot among foreign policy's top 100 global thinkers and a reputation as a scientist who's unafraid to tackle big, messy questions with cold, hard facts. In How the World Really Works, he doesn't peddle rosy techno-fantasies or apocalyptic warnings. Instead, he offers a clear-eyed, evidence-based look at the world as it actually operates. A perspective that's both rare and refreshing in a time of hype and misinformation. This book dives into 7 critical pillars of our civilization: energy, food production, materials, globalization, risks, the environment, and the future. Smil unpacks how our lives depend on fossil fuels and why decarbonizing isn't as simple as it sounds, how feeding billions hinges on finite resources, and how globalization, far from inevitable, teeters on a knife's edge. He spotlights the 4 material foundations of modernity: ammonia, steel, concrete, and plastics, showing why dreams of a dematerialized future are more fiction than fact. Along the way, he cuts through the noise of exaggerated risks and environmental debates, grounding us in the realities we can't afford to ignore. What sets Smil apart is his refusal to take sides in the optimism-pessimism tug-of-war. He's not here to proclaim the end is nigh or to cheerlead for AI-driven utopias. As a scientist, he deals in data and history, not headlines or wishful thinking. He argues that our disconnect from the material world, fueled by urbanization, mechanization, and an obsession with digital over physical realities, has left us ill-equipped to face the challenges ahead. Billions still lack basic necessities, our biosphere groans under growing demands, and simplistic green fixes won't magically save the day. Smil's mission is to bridge that comprehension gap, arming us with the knowledge to navigate a complex future. This summary will distill Smil's insights into a journey through his key ideas, blending his rigorous research with a narrative that's accessible yet thought-provoking. You'll emerge with a sharper understanding of the systems that keep our world ticking and the tough choices they force us to confront. So, if you're ready to step beyond the buzzwords and into the engine room of modern life, let's get started. Smil's waiting to show us how the world really works. Over billions of years, Earth's energy profile has undergone monumental changes. Initial observations might have noted natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions and storms. However, the real story began with the emergence of photosynthetic microbes 3.5 billion years ago, a key shift that created the oxygenated atmosphere we rely on today. Fast forward millions of years, and the Cambrian explosion introduced immense biodiversity, with new species adapting various forms of energy for survival. These changes sped up with the advent of 4-legged animals, setting the stage for human-like ancestors who would eventually harness fire, marking humanity's first deliberate energy manipulation. The use of fire was humanity's first significant leap in energy control, transforming how early humans lived. This extrasomatic use of energy, beyond one's own body, enabled our ancestors to cook food, providing easier digestion and greater nutritional benefits. Fire also offered warmth, protection, and a critical first step in environmental manipulation. As communities formed, this energy control sparked the agricultural revolution, with crop cultivation about 10,000 years ago becoming a hallmark of human progress. Humans began shaping their surroundings with a combination of fire and early tools, setting the foundation for later societal advancements. Initially, human and animal muscle provided most of the mechanical energy needed for agriculture and daily living. By domesticating animals such as cattle for fieldwork, humanity tapped into a new energy source, easing physical labor and enhancing productivity. This era saw the gradual introduction of inanimate movers like water wheels and windmills, capturing kinetic energy for repetitive tasks. This transition laid the groundwork for even more transformative changes during the industrial era. By the 17th century, the use of steam engines powered by coal became a catalyst for the first industrial revolution, significantly altering production and transportation. The shift to coal in the 1600s marked a new era of energy abundance. England was at the forefront, utilizing this dense energy source to surpass biomass fuels by 1700. Coal's role as a heat and light source transformed industries, allowing them to scale up operations and improve efficiency. This period saw the rise of steam engines, which powered everything from trains to factories. By the 19th century, Britain's mastery of coal-powered steam engines turned it into an economic powerhouse. Despite early inefficiencies, these engines laid the groundwork for future advancements in transportation and industrialization. As the demand for energy soared, oil and natural gas emerged as pivotal resources in the 20th century. With the discovery of vast oil reserves in the Middle East and the innovation of tankers, oil overtook coal as the world's primary energy source by the 1960s. The internal combustion engine's efficiency escalated the use of oil in transportation and industry. Vehicles, planes, and even non-fuel products like plastics revolutionized sectors across the globe. However, this shift also brought challenges. Geopolitical tensions and environmental concerns soon highlighted the need for sustainable energy strategies. Electricity transformed households, industries, and urban landscapes. Initially a curiosity, it quickly became central to modern life due to its versatility and efficiency. The development of electric motors revolutionized industrial and domestic spheres, making tasks easier and drastically reducing manual labor. Lights extended productive hours, electrified transport made cities more interconnected, and household appliances redefined comfort and productivity. Despite challenges in generation and storage, electricity's advantages ensure its continued dominance in energy strategies, driving ongoing research into more sustainable and efficient production methods. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind promise a cleaner, sustainable future. They have seen significant growth, yet integrating them into national grids presents challenges due to their intermittent nature. Germany's Energiewende is a prominent example, with the country striving for renewable dominance but still reliant on fossil fuels during low generation periods. Successful expansion of renewables depends on overcoming storage limitations and improving grid connectivity. While advances in battery technology and infrastructure are promising, achieving full reliance on renewables requires substantial investment and international cooperation. Decarbonization efforts aim to mitigate climate change by reducing fossil fuel use. The goal is to transition to net zero emissions by mid-century, balancing emissions with carbon removal strategies. This shift involves technological advancements and innovative energy solutions. While electric generation can be quickly adapted with renewables, sectors like transportation pose more significant challenges. The energy-intensive nature of industries such as cement and steel production requires new processes to decrease carbon footprints. This gradual transition emphasizes strategic planning and realistic timelines, acknowledging that completely phasing out fossil fuels overnight is impractical. Despite aggressive goals for cleaner energy, fossil fuels still play a crucial role in meeting global energy demands. They account for the majority of energy consumption due to their high energy density, accessibility, and established infrastructure. Transitioning away from them is complex, given their integral role in modern economies. While renewables and nuclear power offer viable alternatives, achieving balance involves careful management of resources and technological innovation. The challenge lies in gradually reducing reliance while ensuring energy security and economic stability during the transition period. The pathway to a sustainable energy future is multifaceted, involving technological, economic, and policy dimensions. Embracing diverse energy sources, improving efficiency, and innovating in carbon capture and storage will be crucial. Collaboration across nations can facilitate this transition, as energy needs are global in scope. Balancing development with environmental priorities requires creative solutions, substantial investments, and adaptive policies. As humanity seeks to redefine energy use for sustainable development, ongoing research and education will be essential to navigate the complexities of this unprecedented transformation. Securing food has always been a vital goal for species, leading early humans from simple scavengers to skilled hunters and gatherers. Our ancestors relied on basic tools for hunting wounded animals and scavenging kills from predators. However, the development of advanced tools like spears and bows led to the deliberate hunting of a wider variety of species. The transition from foraging to farming marked a pivotal change, enabling humans to settle and cultivate crops. Agricultural practices, although more predictable than foraging, initially provided unreliable nutrition. High population densities became possible, yet balanced nutrition didn't automatically follow. In coastal areas with rich marine resources, communities thrived with high-density populations living off abundant protein and fat from aquatic sources. Conversely, early agriculture focused on a limited variety of staple crops, fostering higher population density, but often sacrificing dietary diversity. Throughout history, the sun has been the primary energy source for food production. However, the modern agricultural landscape relies heavily on fossil fuels, marking a significant energy shift. Where once solar energy solely powered photosynthesis, today's farming operations incorporate fossil-derived energy for tasks ranging from machinery operation to fertilizer production. This dependence on fossil fuels introduces a dual energy input system that has significantly increased agricultural output. Mechanization, synthetic fertilizers, irrigation, and pesticides have replaced manual labor to ensure a more consistent and abundant food supply. This advancement, driven by fossil fuels, has allowed us to feed a population that has grown exponentially over the last century, yet raises concerns about sustainability and environmental impact. Fossil fuels are deeply embedded in modern agriculture, powering machines, transportation, and fertilizer production. Tractors, combines, and irrigation systems operate on fossil fuels, while the production of synthetic fertilizers and chemicals demands vast amounts of energy. This reliance significantly enhances the efficiency and yield of agricultural practices, but it also ties the food supply to fossil fuel availability and price stability. As the energy input required for each step of food production increases, so does the challenge of transitioning to more sustainable sources. Without fossil fuel inputs, the global capacity to produce adequate food would be drastically reduced, underscoring the critical role that these energy sources play in feeding billions of people. Over 2 centuries, agricultural efficiency has skyrocketed. Where producing a kilogram of wheat once required hours of labor, modern methods have reduced this to mere seconds. This efficiency is primarily attributed to large-scale mechanization and the widespread use of fertilizers and chemicals, all heavily reliant on fossil fuels. Machinery powered by diesel and gasoline, advanced logistics, and improved crop varieties have collectively revolutionized farming, enabling us to sustain larger populations with fewer resource inputs. However, while these gains are impressive, they come with significant environmental costs. Emissions, dependency on finite resources, and the risk of future energy crises pose ongoing challenges in maintaining this level of agricultural productivity. Modern farming, underpinned by fossil fuels, has achieved unprecedented food security levels. The United Nations reports significant declines in global malnutrition rates, with food production per capita increasing substantially. This progress illustrates modern agriculture's ability to overcome previous barriers like nutrient shortages and unreliable harvests. However, the same advancements also contribute to pressing environmental issues. Agricultural practices are major contributors to greenhouse gas emissions and ecological degradation. Balancing high productivity with environmental responsibility is a critical challenge, prompting a re-evaluation of food systems and encouraging sustainable practices amidst rising demands and climate change concerns. Synthetic fertilizers, notably nitrogen-based types, play a pivotal role in global agriculture. They facilitate high crop yields necessary to support the growing global population. The Haber-Bosch process, which synthesizes ammonia from atmospheric nitrogen, revolutionized fertilizer production and agriculture. Although synthetic fertilizers solve immediate food production challenges, they come with environmental downsides. Runoff leads to water pollution, contributing to dead zones in oceans, while overuse can degrade soil health. Balancing fertilizer use to maximize yields and minimize ecological impact remains a challenge, requiring innovations in sustainable farming and efficient nutrient management to ensure long-term food security. Calls for a rapid decarbonization of agriculture often overlook the complexities involved. Fossil fuels remain integral to the production, processing, and transportation of food worldwide. Efforts to shift towards renewable energy and reduce dependence on fossil fuels face technical, economic, and logistical challenges. While solar and wind power offer potential alternatives, their current contributions are insufficient to meet global agricultural demands. Transitioning to a more sustainable system without compromising food security will require coordinated efforts, significant investment, and technological advances. Realistically, this shift will be gradual and complex as agricultural systems adapt to new energy realities. Recent advancements propose alternatives to conventional fossil fuel-dependent agriculture. Innovations in crop breeding aim to create varieties capable of natural nitrogen fixation, reducing fertilizer dependency. Technological advancements could also enable electric machinery powered by renewable energy to replace traditional diesel-powered equipment. Progress in precision agriculture promises efficient use of resources, minimizing waste and maximizing yield. Despite promising developments, widespread implementation faces obstacles like cost, scalability, and the inertia of existing systems. Achieving a sustainable agricultural future will depend on fostering innovations, policy support, and investment in research and infrastructure to overcome these barriers effectively. As dietary patterns evolve, they present opportunities to decrease agriculture's environmental footprint. Reducing meat consumption, especially beef, could significantly lower emissions and resource use, since livestock farming is resource-intensive. Shifting towards plant-based proteins and sustainable seafood options can minimize ecological impact while providing nutritional benefits. Educational campaigns and policy initiatives promoting these dietary changes encourage a shift in consumer preferences, aligning individual choices with environmental goals. While challenging, this dietary transition holds potential to enhance sustainability in food systems, balancing human health and planet health, and contributing positively to the global food chain. As we strive for a sustainable future, integrating renewable energies into agriculture while maintaining food security poses significant challenges. Policymakers, scientists, and industry leaders must collaborate on strategies to improve food system sustainability. This includes enhancing resource efficiency, reducing waste, and mitigating climate impacts. Sustainable practices, such as organic farming and regenerative agriculture, offer promising pathways but require balancing productivity with ecological concerns. Addressing energy needs in agriculture remains central to these efforts. The journey towards sustainable food production will be complex, demanding innovation, cooperation, and a willingness to adapt traditional practices to modern challenges. While technology grabs headlines, it is the basic materials, cement, steel, plastics, and ammonia, that form the backbone of our civilization. The buildings we live in, the food we consume, and the infrastructure we rely on every day all depend significantly on these elements. Without them, our modern way of living might crumble. These materials lack glamour and media attention, yet they are indispensable for both large-scale construction projects and everyday items. Their versatility and abundance make them the unsung heroes of the modern world. Next time you marvel at a skyscraper or reach for a product, remember, it's these foundational materials that make it possible. Cement, the primary ingredient in concrete, is essential for constructing urban environments. It's not just apartment buildings or roads, it forms the foundation of countless infrastructures, from tunnels and dams to bridges and airports. Cement's production is energy intensive, yet its ubiquity and functionality make it irreplaceable. For a growing global population, particularly in developing countries, cement remains essential for creating foundational facilities and infrastructures. The process comes with challenges, such as CO2 emissions, but innovations are continually being explored. As urbanization continues, cement will remain vital in shaping enduring and resilient urban landscapes, even as the world searches for more sustainable building materials. Ammonia might not appear on your dinner table, but it's critical for global food production. This simple compound, primarily used in fertilizers, supports nearly half the world's population. Through the Haber-Bosch process, ammonia is synthesized on a massive scale, enabling enhanced crop yields necessary to feed billions. Modern agriculture leans heavily on ammonia to ensure food security. As demand for food rises with population growth, ammonia's role becomes even more crucial. Environmental impacts from its production process drive innovation and scrutiny, aiming to balance effective food production and ecological responsibility. Without ammonia-based fertilizers, our capability to sustain the global population could significantly wane. Steel's unparalleled strength and durability ensure its essential role in both modern construction and countless manufactured goods. From the skyscrapers dotting city skylines to the machines that produce everyday products, steel is indispensable. Its recyclability only strengthens its appeal, allowing a more sustainable approach to construction and manufacturing. While creating new steels is energy-intensive, recycled steel offers a more environmentally friendly option. As global infrastructure demands grow, steel's ability to adapt with innovative alloys and applications ensures it remains a primary choice across industries. Despite environmental challenges linked to its production, ongoing advancements aim to reduce its carbon footprint, promising a greener future without sacrificing functionality. Plastics offer a blend of versatility, durability, and lightness, making them indispensable in numerous applications. From healthcare to electronics, they permeate our daily lives. However, their polymer base, derived from hydrocarbons, poses significant environmental challenges. The ease of production and molding makes plastics a popular choice, but sustainability concerns spur innovations in recyclable and biodegradable alternatives. Despite these challenges, their role in modern life remains immense, underscoring the importance of responsible usage and disposal. Finding a balance between continued use and environmental responsibility is critical for plastic's future, propelling the industry toward greener solutions while maintaining functionality. The massive production of cement, steel, plastics, and ammonia significantly contributes to global CO2 emissions, posing environmental challenges. Innovations in materials science are pivotal in addressing these challenges, ranging from improving energy efficiency to discovering alternative production methods. Striking a balance between growing material needs and environmental impact drives research and policy. Transitioning towards sustainable production methods without compromising material availability is crucial. As industries evolve, reducing the reliance on fossil fuels remains a paramount goal. Ensuring a sustainable future involves not only technological advancements, but also global cooperation in resource management and innovative material development. Green energy solutions, such as wind turbines and electric vehicles, paradoxically depend heavily on materials that are resource-intensive. Wind turbines require substantial amounts of steel and plastic, while electric cars depend on rare materials for their batteries. Although these technologies promise reduced carbon emissions once operational, their production processes are energy-intensive and rely on resources largely derived from fossil fuels. This dependency highlights the complexity of transitioning to greener solutions and the need for innovative material economies. Future advancements must address this dichotomy, providing truly sustainable energy solutions from production through execution while minimizing adverse environmental impacts. As demand for materials continues to rise, recycling becomes increasingly important in ensuring resource sustainability. Steel, in particular, demonstrates high recyclability, often re-entering the production cycle with minimal energy input compared to primary production. Effective recycling processes are essential for reducing waste and conserving raw materials. Ammonia-based fertilizers and plastics also face significant recycling challenges, but hold opportunities for innovation. Improving recycling technologies not only extends the life cycle of materials, but also addresses environmental concerns associated with their disposal. This closed-loop approach is crucial in supporting both growing material demands and environmental sustainability. Ensuring a consistent supply of critical materials like steel, cement, ammonia, and plastics is vital for global infrastructure and economic growth. However, geological scarcity, environmental challenges, and increasing demand pose notable challenges. Innovations in recycling, resource management, and alternative material development will be pivotal in addressing these issues. Global cooperation and policy formulation will guide these efforts, aiming to balance the support for socioeconomic growth with ecological responsibility. As the 21st century advances, the material industry must respond to these challenges with agile and sustainable solutions, ensuring future generations can continue their reliance on these indispensable materials. Cement, steel, plastics, and ammonia remain the cornerstones of modern civilization, shaping nearly every aspect of our daily lives. From towering urban landscapes to essential food supply, these materials enable countless advancements and conveniences. Their significance cannot be overstated or easily replaced, highlighting the need for continued innovation and environmental stewardship in their production and use. As the world strives towards sustainability, these basic materials must adapt, incorporating greener practices without sacrificing their essential roles. Understanding their contributions and challenges allows for informed decisions, ensuring they continue to meet humanity's evolving needs responsibly. Globalization is more than just a buzzword. It encapsulates the intricate exchange of goods, services, ideas, and people across borders. Every day, ships ferry electronics and clothing from Asia to European ports, while oil tankers journey from the Middle East to distant refineries. This intricate dance is orchestrated through complex supply chains and innovative logistics, ensuring products reach consumers worldwide at lightning speed. Yet, this flow isn't solely about products. People are on the move too, seeking education, employment, and opportunity abroad, from students in London classrooms to laborers crossing perilous borders. At its heart, globalization is a testament to our growing interdependence. Economic interdependence has reached unprecedented levels, with merchandise trade nearing $20 trillion annually. Globalization has transformed economies, offering benefits like innovation, wealth, and cultural exchange. Take the meteoric rise of China, whose integration into global markets lifted millions out of poverty. Yet not everyone celebrates this shift. The drawback? Offshoring and labor arbitrage have eroded well-paid jobs in developed nations, stoking inequality and unrest. As countries grapple with these tensions, debates on the sustainability and ethics of globalization intensify. Deeper understanding of this complex web is crucial as nations navigate this economic labyrinth, balancing prosperity with equitable growth. Globalization isn't inherently new. Historical waves of international exchange set the stage for what's seen today. Ancient routes traded obsidian and textiles, while Roman and Chinese empires exchanged silk and spices, hinting at early interconnectedness. The Age of Discovery fueled greater maritime exploration, linking continents more firmly through commerce and conquest. Yet each wave faced its limits, often curtailed by technological constraints or geopolitical shifts. Looking back reveals lessons on the fragility and forces shaping these cross-border connections, underscoring that globalization has always been less about trajectory and more about the ebbs and flows of history. The engines of globalization are literal and metaphorical. From the steam engines propelling the Industrial Revolution to internet connections now bridging continents, technology is the backbone of global exchange. Consider how cargo ships and airplanes, more fuel-efficient than ever, weave distant markets together. Digital revolutions have compressed time and space, enabling instant financial transactions and global communication. Yet, these marvels depend on stable political and environmental conditions. As we marvel at our interconnected world, it's worth pondering whether technological advances will continue smoothing globalization's path, or if unforeseen challenges might disrupt this meticulously calibrated machine. Today's trade landscape is a bustling marketplace, immensely larger than that of our grandparents. With trade and commercial services soaring to $6 trillion, goods traverse the globe in astounding volumes. Foreign direct investment is pivotal, evidence of confidence as businesses establish abroad, enhancing global ties. China's ascendance as a top exporter exemplifies this trend, reshaping the global economic order. Meanwhile, currency trading explodes, facilitating these exchanges efficiently. However, globalization's rapid pace invites scrutiny, as critics argue it oversteps, prompting calls for recalibration. Companies and nations must navigate this modern trade tapestry, balancing growth against the social fabric's integrity. Air travel and migration are globalization's visible faces. Jet travel propels people across skies, making migration for work or education commonplace. Leisure travel reaches unprecedented heights, evident in crowded tourist hotspots before COVID-19 jolted the industry. Such mobility spurs cultural exchange, but not without challenges. Over-tourism sparks local resentment in picturesque destinations inundated with visitors. Migration, meanwhile, remains a turbulent issue, with political debates grappling with economic need versus cultural impacts. Ultimately, the tales of people in pursuit of opportunity, or simply adventure, illustrate globalization's human dimension, highlighting its dual nature as a force for unity and division. In a world intertwined by bytes and pixels, information flows command unprecedented reach. Data transfers dwarf traditional economic metrics, with exabytes of information sent globally daily. The digital era has democratized knowledge, empowering voices across continents, but also amplified misinformation spread. Companies tap into global talent pools thanks to seamless connectivity, and educators bring classrooms online, further flattening the world. Yet this digital revolution is a double-edged sword, requiring robust networks and security measures. As we become digital citizens in an information-rich era, the challenge lies in harnessing this power responsibly, ensuring the benefits are shared equitably. Despite its advantages, globalization faces significant headwinds. Critics argue it's driven nations to cede sovereignty, diluting cultural identities in a homogenized market landscape. Economic inequalities have deepened as offshoring erodes local industries, leading to social backlash. Political movements and leaders campaign on promises of protectionism and national focus, resonating with populations disillusioned by perceived globalization failures. Technological dependencies engender vulnerabilities, while environmental concerns over global supply chains gain prominence. These countercurrents necessitate a reevaluation of globalization's trajectory, asking whether recalibration can guide it toward more inclusive, sustainable paths, or if it's time to chart new courses altogether. Is globalization forging ahead or faltering? This critical question will hinge on balancing technological marvels with geopolitical realities. Recent calls for reshoring industries herald potential shifts away from far-reaching supply chains toward regional resilience. Yet, international collaboration remains essential, especially in addressing existential threats like climate change and pandemics. As economies reopen and recalibrate post-COVID-19, a hybrid model, melding global reach with localized stability, may emerge. History teaches us neither protectionism nor unfettered expansion holds all answers. The future may belong to those who innovate within structure, carving a path toward globalization that respects diversity, sustains prosperity, and fosters global well-being. Ultimately, globalization's fate rests with people, the dreamers, workers, leaders who drive and respond to this grand, interconnected play. It's easy to view globalization through the lens of metrics and policies, but its story is fundamentally human. From artisans marketing crafts to digital giants shaping cyberspace, each player impacts and is impacted by globalization. Our collective choices will determine whether globalization serves as a catalyst for innovation and equity, or becomes a cautionary tale of overreach. As individuals contemplate globalization's role in daily life, its narrative remains open-ended, awaiting the chapters we choose to write. Human civilization has achieved remarkable progress in reducing life risks over the centuries. Advances in agriculture, such as increased crop yields, have diminished the threat of malnutrition and famine. Moreover, improvements in housing and public health measures, like better sanitation and mass-scale vaccinations, have significantly lowered the incidence of diseases and accidents. Despite these gains, our continuous battle with diseases and technological hazards remains ongoing. Understanding how these efforts fit into the broader narrative of human resilience highlights our capacity to counter day-to-day dangers effectively. Media amplification often creates a distorted perception of risk. Headlines spotlight terrorist attacks, food safety scares, and emerging diseases, cultivating a heightened sense of vulnerability. However, such risks, while serious, are often perceived disproportionately compared to their statistical likelihood. A nuanced perspective helps differentiate between actual threats and media-driven paranoia, emphasizing the importance of informed risk assessment. Through clarity and context, individuals can navigate these narratives more rationally, avoiding unwarranted anxiety. Examining the dietary habits of long-lived populations like those in Japan and Spain reveals fascinating contrasts. Both nations boast impressive longevity, but follow different eating patterns. Japan's diet is light on red meat and sugar, while Spain faces no significant longevity detriment from an increased meat and sugar intake. These distinctions indicate that while diet influences health, genetic and environmental factors also play crucial roles. Achieving a balanced perspective on dietary impacts can guide more personalized and effective food choices for promoting a robust life. Chauncey Starr's pioneering work on risk perception highlights the psychological distinction between voluntary and involuntary risks. Voluntary activities, even those with higher danger like extreme sports, often feel less frightening due to perceived control. Conversely, involuntary risks, such as natural disasters, evoke greater dread despite statistical rarity. Understanding this psychological tendency can empower individuals to manage fears more adeptly, fostering a calm and calculated approach to both everyday hazards and exceptional events. Engaging in daily activities involves various levels of risk, from driving to flying. Statistically, driving is more dangerous, yet it feels familiar and manageable, unlike the infrequent but fearsome spectacle of air mishaps. Each activity carries inherent risks, but by understanding exposure rates and context, people can make informed decisions about their behavior and lifestyle, optimizing safety and peace of mind. Despite the dramatic imagery often portrayed by media, natural disasters present lower statistical risks than the perceived threat. Inhabitants of areas prone to tornadoes, earthquakes, or hurricanes understand these events' infrequent nature, aligning with statistical analysis, which confirms their rare occurrence relative to general mortality rates. Improved technology and emergency protocols further mitigate their impact, underscoring the need for balanced, realistic risk evaluations. Potential global threats, such as asteroid impacts or supervolcano eruptions, capture the public imagination despite their horizon extending far beyond immediate concern. While these events are theoretically catastrophic, their likelihood remains minuscule. Nonetheless, considering them can prompt valuable discussions on preparedness and resilience, emphasizing humanity's ability to confront and endure extreme challenges, even if only as theoretical exercises. Pandemics, unlike rare cosmic threats, are an enduring reality with substantial historical precedents instructing modern responses. The COVID-19 crisis highlighted gaps in global readiness, echoing the lessons from earlier flu outbreaks in the 20th century. Scrutinizing these patterns offers future resilience, reinforcing that vigilance, rapid scientific response, and coordinated public health strategies are critical in managing inevitable viral resurgences. On an individual level, choices significantly influence risk profiles. From lifestyle decisions, such as smoking cessation, to minor yet life-saving practices, like seatbelt usage, individuals wield considerable control over their safety. Understanding the efficacy of personal actions within the broader risk landscape empowers proactive management of one's health and safety in everyday contexts. Public responses often focus on high-visibility dangers, driven by dread rather than a balanced appraisal. This misalignment can lead to disproportionate resource allocation, diverting attention from more probable and preventable threats, like gun violence or vehicle accidents. Rational discourse grounded in statistical realities can harmonize perception with reality, ensuring that collective efforts address the most pressing risks with efficacy and understanding. Exodus to Mars is an idea frequently floated as a solution to Earth's environmental issues, but this possibility remains firmly in the realm of science fiction. The technical challenges are immense, from creating a breathable atmosphere to shielding against radiation. Current technologies cannot support permanent human settlement on Mars, highlighting the necessity of preserving and improving Earth's environment. This focus on infeasible alternatives distracts from immediate actions needed to address climate change and resource misuse on our home planet. Earth's biosphere consists of 9 key boundaries that we must respect to ensure long-term habitability. These include climate change, ocean acidification, ozone depletion, and biodiversity loss, among others. Crossing these boundaries risks irreversible environmental damage, stressing the need for a sustainable balance. Focusing on essential needs like breathing, drinking, and eating, we see how environmental services such as clean air and water cycles are fundamental to our existence. Protecting these resources means addressing critical issues like deforestation and pollution. Concerns about oxygen depletion often surface, especially during events like Amazon fires. However, Earth's atmosphere contains a vast reserve of oxygen, making it unlikely that human activity will dangerously diminish it. The process of photosynthesis maintains this balance, with plants using CO2 and releasing oxygen. Despite media-driven fears, even large-scale forest fires have negligible impacts on atmospheric oxygen levels. The real threats lie in maintaining biodiversity and preventing excessive greenhouse gas emissions that disrupt this natural equilibrium. While Earth's water supply is abundant, its uneven distribution poses significant challenges. Poor management and waste exacerbate these issues, particularly in agriculture, which uses the majority of accessible freshwater. Smart water management, better agricultural practices, and reduced waste can mitigate shortages. Urban improvements, rainwater harvesting, and technologies like desalination are crucial for addressing this imbalance, ensuring that both population and industrial demands for water can be met sustainably in the future. Global food production is both a massive environmental challenge and a necessity. Strategies to sustainably manage farmland and increase crop yields include improved farming techniques and reducing food waste. While there's potential for innovation, addressing poverty and implementing dietary changes, such as reduced meat consumption, are also needed. Incorporating technology, rigorously managing resources, and spreading successful agricultural practices can dramatically improve food security without further degrading ecosystems. Climate change involves complex interplay between natural phenomena and human activity. The greenhouse effect is vital for life, moderating Earth's temperature, yet enhanced by emissions, it's driving global warming. Addressing climate change isn't just about CO2 reduction, but entails understanding the dynamic feedback systems at play. As the planet warms, societal and environmental impacts multiply, requiring concerted global efforts to manage emissions, enhance energy efficiency, and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane trap heat in the atmosphere, boosting Earth's natural greenhouse effect. Human activities, particularly fossil fuel burning and deforestation, have significantly increased these gases levels, enhancing the natural warming process. This change accelerates climate impacts, from polar ice melting to increased frequency of extreme weather. Effective responses go beyond emission reductions, encompassing ecosystem management and sustainable development practices that mitigate human impact on climate drivers. Despite being a recent global concern, scientists have known about the impacts of carbon emissions since at least the 19th century. Early theories highlighted water vapor and CO2 as key climate influencers, yet widespread action has lagged. Contemporary climate agreements have made little impact on the upward trend of greenhouse gas emissions. Understanding past insights and failures is crucial for developing effective strategies that prioritize environmental resilience and innovation in tackling climate change. The transition to renewable energy sources is a vital part of reducing carbon footprints. While technological advances in wind and solar energy are promising, their deployment needs to accelerate. Energy efficiency measures in buildings, transportation, and industrial processes present significant reductions in emissions. Yet these changes require systemic shifts supported by policies and incentives. Encouraging sustainable consumption patterns, and investing in renewable technologies can propel communities toward a greener future. Improving our interaction with the environment begins with acknowledging the challenges of misinformation and fear-driven narratives. Science offers pathways to mitigate environmental impacts through better resource management, substantiated by facts rather than myths. Implementing solutions hinges on collaborative efforts that integrate scientific knowledge, policy-making, and community engagement. Addressing these elements can empower global populations to maintain planetary health while fostering sustainable development that benefits both people and nature. The concept of apocalypse originally meant a profound revelation or uncovering, but has evolved to signify doomsday scenarios. Modern interpretations often lean towards catastrophic visions, heavily fueled by concerns over rapid population growth, environmental pollution, and now global warming. The religious undertones of Armageddon set the stage for these bleak forecasts. However, critics argue that such pessimistic outlooks are not inevitable and often overlook our ability for innovation and problem-solving, which have historically mitigated such challenges. Contrasting the doomsday prophets are the techno-optimists, who envision a future dominated by artificial intelligence and the concept of singularity. Popularized by futurist Ray Kurzweil, singularity describes a point where machine intelligence surpasses human intelligence, potentially around 2045. These optimists foresee a world where technology propels human capabilities to unprecedented heights, promising solutions to current limitations. However, such predictions often underestimate the complexities of technological integration and the unforeseen consequences of advanced machine intelligence. Forecasting the future involves navigating between concrete data and speculative leaps. Historically, predictions have been prone to dramatic errors, revealing the challenges of basing forecasts on existing trends and assumptions. While quantitative forecasts provide a framework for understanding future possibilities, they often extend beyond their area of reliability, veering into the domain of educated guesses. As new factors emerge, these forecasts require constant updates, underscoring the need for a balanced approach between data-driven projections and cautious realism. Past forecasting blunders, such as the prediction of rapid nuclear power dominance or the infamous Y2K scare, illustrate the difficulties in anticipating complex systems. These historical missteps highlight the inherent perils of assuming current trends will extend indefinitely and the challenges of addressing unforeseen variables. Failed predictions serve as a reminder to approach future forecasts with humility, acknowledging that technological and societal shifts can dramatically alter anticipated outcomes in unexpected ways. Modern discourse often gravitates towards a polarized view of the future, endless calamity or miraculous technological salvation. This dichotomy splits society into two camps: catastrophists fearing irreversible decline, and cornucopians believing in boundless technological progress. Critics argue for a more nuanced understanding, recognizing the complexity and unpredictability of changes ahead. While both extremes have adherents, the most plausible future likely lies somewhere in between, demanding flexible strategies and balanced expectations. The fragile nature of long-term forecasts reveals the difficulty in predicting the interplay of social, economic, and technological factors. As we attempt to gaze decades ahead, numerous variables and potential disruptive events complicate any single narrative of the future. While short-term predictions offer more confidence, forecasts concerning complex systems are easily derailed by unforeseen innovations or challenges. Understanding these limitations encourages a focus on adaptability and resilience, rather than precise predictions. Population forecasts often present extreme scenarios, from explosive growth to rapid decline, influencing future economic, social, and environmental plans. These divergent paths illustrate the unpredictable nature of demographic trends, shaped by factors like fertility rates, migration patterns, and health advances. This variability underscores the need to approach population predictions with caution, preparing for a range of outcomes rather than relying on a single expected trajectory. Addressing global challenges like climate change requires unprecedented international cooperation and commitment. Despite numerous conferences and agreements, effective action on climate remains elusive. The complexity of implementing decarbonization measures on a global scale is compounded by economic disparities and differing national priorities. Ensuring environmental sustainability amidst these challenges calls for long-term strategies and collective efforts, highlighting the intricacies of balancing immediate needs with future imperatives. Concerns about resource depletion often overshadow human ingenuity in developing innovative solutions and optimizations. Historical forecasts of scarcity, particularly petroleum, have frequently underestimated technological advancements and substitutes that extend the life and productivity of vital resources. By recognizing past achievements in overcoming similar constraints, future resource management can focus more on fostering innovation and adaptability, ensuring sustainability without succumbing to fear of inevitable shortages. The persistent challenge of forecasting reminds us of the limits of human understanding and the need for humility when addressing the unknowns of the future. Our grasp of complex systems remains imperfect, as demonstrated by past blunders and the unpredictability of emergent phenomena. Emphasizing humility encourages a balanced, open-minded approach, one that prepares for both opportunities and challenges without presuming certainty or perfection in our predictive abilities.